Right now, you can awaken. It's simply not true that you have to spend years of dedicated practice, hours memorizing the precepts, or decades of miserable seeking before you realize your true nature. It is also not the case that only a handful of exceptional prophets have ever achieved transcendence. Perhaps because we live in a place and are surrounded by people who look at losing your mind as a bad thing, we find ourselves searching outside our own being for some expert knowledge or the latest pharmacotherapy promise. But if we lived in a different time, perhaps in a small village with a wise shaman, or even in many parts of India today, say around Arunachala in Tamil Nadu, then we would know from as far back as we could remember that it is possible to recognize your true nature of absolute watchfulness and silence. But don't take my word for it. Right now, in this moment, you can experience your true nature for yourself. Are you ready? More important, are you willing? Before we begin, let your mind take an inventory of how you're feeling, what your body feels like right now. There may be subtle or not so subtle areas of pain or contraction, parts of the body that are warm or cold. Just notice them all. Now, allow your mind to make a brief assessment of your mental mood as well. Perhaps you feel some anger or agitation. You may have a sense of joy or indifference. Whatever label the mind wants to place on the emotion is fine. Just for fun, let's use our meaning-making analytical mind to give a SUD score, a subjective unit of distress score, to how you are feeling right now from 1 to 10, with 1 being as close to nirvana as you have ever known, and 10 being a place where pitchforks are required. You have a number in mind? Good. Now let's begin. Start by taking a slow breath in through your nose. Feel the hairs in your nostrils vibrate as the breath flows into your body. Sense the coolness as it enters and the fullness in your lungs as they expand. Now, as you exhale, let the air come through your mouth and listen as it makes an audible sound in the room. Nice. Let's do it one more time. Inhale slowly and notice the sensations of the expanding breath. Exhale and listen to the sound it makes as the breath leaves the body. There's something decidedly peaceful about taking a full breath. Sure, we get more oxygen. Yes, your shoulders dropped a little when you exhaled and let go. But there is something very subtle that happened just now too. The you that you thought you were, the one that came up with the SUD score, fell away, and you became the witness. You were no longer the one doing the breathing. You were the one watching the breath. It is a subtle shift from victim of our circumstance to the impartial awareness that simply watches all that is, which is one and the same as that which you are. You have now experienced the awakened state for yourself. If you are like most people, your mind will quickly discount your insight as irrelevant. Don't let your mind tell you something other than what you now know from your own experience to be true. Right now, you can awaken. Namaste.